Hey everyone. You mentioned wanting to save money on that electric bill. And I immediately thought about all this research I've been doing on refrigerators.
Oh, yeah.
And it turns out there's a lot more to efficient refrigerator use
Mm.
than just closing the door.
It's true. I mean, they're kind of like a silent energy vampire in your house,
Yeah.
constantly running. So even little things that make them a little less efficient
Huh.
can really add up on your bill.
Yeah, for sure. Well, one of the things that I saw over and over again in this research
Yeah.
was about cleaning get ready for this, refrigerator coils. I have
Ah.
to admit, before I started reading this research, I didn't even know refrigerators had coils.
Yeah, that's a common one. A lot of people don't realize those coils even exist,
Yeah.
but they need to be cleaned regularly. These condenser coils are really important for your fridge to work right. They basically act like the lungs of the fridge. They expel the heat from the inside out, but when they get covered in dust and dirt and pet hair, it acts like a blanket, blocking that heat transfer. So the compressor, which is like the heart of the fridge pumping that refrigerant, has to work overtime.
Mhm.
And that means it's using more energy.
So you're telling me all those dust bunnies I'm ignoring back there are costing me money?
Yep.
I'm imagining them like laying back there like, hey, some little cocktails
Yeah.
as my electric bill goes up.
Pretty much. But the good news is cleaning those coils is really easy. You unplug the fridge, just for safety, of course,
Yeah.
and then vacuum or brush them off. If they're really dirty, you can wipe them down. And that's it.
That's easy.
And a study by the U.S. Department of Energy found that cleaning your fridge coils can improve energy efficiency by up to 30%.
30%.
That's basically free money,
Yeah.
just for a little bit of cleaning.
I'm definitely going to be adding that to my to-do list. So speaking of easy things you can do, let's talk about the temperature inside the fridge. I've always just assumed
Yeah.
that colder is better, keep everything icy cold,
Yeah.
keep it safe.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely a sweet spot. You want to keep your food safe, but you don't want to make your fridge work harder than it needs to. The ideal temperature for your fridge is between 35 and 38 degrees Fahrenheit and 0 degrees for the freezer.
Really? So you're telling me my fridge could be way colder than it needs to be right now?
It's possible. I recommend getting a thermometer and checking. You might be surprised.
Okay, so I'm going to check the temperature in my fridge, clean the coils.
Mhm.
What else is there?
Well, one thing that people often don't think about is how they organize their fridge.
Really?
It can actually impact how efficiently it runs.
So you're saying my habit of just cramming everything in there like a game of Tetris is actually bad.
It can be. When your fridge is packed too full, it blocks the airflow.
Oh, okay.
And that means the compressor has to work harder to keep everything cool.
So a well-organized fridge means my compressor doesn't have to work as hard,
Yeah.
and it saves me money. I could actually find things in there.
Exactly.
It's a win-win.
Plus, getting rid of expired stuff can help too.
I am all about reducing food waste. Right, so arrange everything for good airflow, get rid of old stuff. Check.
Now let's move on to something else that's really important. The door seal.
Oh yeah, the door seal. So I was reading about that paper test where you close a piece of paper in the door
Mm-hmm.
to see if it slides out easily, to check the seal. I tried it on my fridge, and mine passed. But what happens if it doesn't pass?
That paper test is a great way to find leaks because even a small gap in the seal can let out a lot of cold air. It's like leaving the door open a crack.
Oh yeah.
Energy Star did research, and they found that a faulty gasket can increase energy use by up to 20%.
20%?
So if your fridge fails that paper test, you might want to think about replacing the seal.
Yeah, that's a big difference. What else?
Well, this one might surprise you, but where your fridge is located in your kitchen can make a big difference too.
Really? So it's not just what's inside the fridge, but where it is in the room.
Exactly. If your fridge is in direct sunlight or right next to a heat source like your oven, the compressor has to work harder to keep things cool.
That makes sense.
So it's best to keep your fridge in a cool shaded spot, at least 2 inches away from the wall.
Okay, so we've got location. What else?
Well, not all fridges are the same. Some have auto defrost. But if you have an older model, you'll need to defrost it manually.
Ugh, defrosting. I always put that off.
I know it's not fun, but
I-
it's important. When ice builds up in the freezer, it makes it harder for your fridge to cool things down. So aim to defrost it when the ice gets about a 1/4 inch thick.
Okay, so defrosting, not fun, but important. Now, what about those new super efficient refrigerators?
If you have a really old fridge, upgrading to a newer Energy Star certified model can save you a lot of energy, up to 40% compared to older models.
Wow.
It's an investment, but it can pay off in the long run.
Okay, so we've got cleaning, temperature, organization, door seals, placement, defrosting, and even upgrading. Is there anything else I need to know about refrigerators?
Well, I've got a few more bonus tips.
Okay, bring it on.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready for all the energy-saving tips.
Yeah. All right, so for those bonus tips, first up, if your fridge has an eco mode, use it.
Eco mode.
Yeah, it's designed to save energy.
Okay, eco mode activated.
All right, and this one might sound a little strange, but a full fridge actually retains cold better than an empty one,
Oh, really?
but you don't want it to be overloaded.
Okay, so like a happy medium.
Exactly.
Okay, got it. What else?
Oh, and this one's important. Let hot food cool down before you put it in the fridge.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
If you put something hot in there, it raises the temperature, and then the fridge has to work harder to cool back down.
So no more putting that hot casserole straight in the fridge.
Nope, but let it cool down on the counter first.
Noted.
And one more thing. Make sure to clean the inside of your fridge regularly.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Dust and crumbs can build up in the vents, and that can block the airflow.
So inner and outer fridge cleaning. Got it.
All right, so now that we've got your fridge running efficiently, let's move on to another big energy user in your home, lighting.
Okay, lighting. Let's illuminate this topic. So I'm seeing a lot about LED lights in this research. What's so special about them?
Well, LED lights use a lot less energy than traditional incandescent bulbs.
Like how much less?
LEDs can use up to 80% less energy,
Wow.
and they last way longer, too.
Okay, so they save energy and they last longer.
Exactly, and they come in all sorts of colors and styles now.
So you don't have to sacrifice style for efficiency.
Nope.
I'm sold on LEDs. What else should we know about lighting?
This one's a classic. Turn off the lights when you leave a room.
So all those times I yelled at my family to turn off the lights, I was actually saving energy.
You were.
Good to know.
And try to take advantage of natural light whenever possible.
Yeah, sunlight is free,
Exactly.
and it makes your house look nice and bright.
And for those times when you do need some extra light, dimmer switches are a great way to save energy.
Well, dimmer switches.
You can adjust the brightness. You're only using as much light as you need.
Yeah.
And if you're building a new home or doing a renovation, think about adding skylights.
Ooh, skylights.
They bring in a lot of natural light.
Okay, so we've got LEDs, turning off lights, natural light, dimmer switches, skylights. I feel like a lighting expert.
You're getting there.
So what's next?
Let's talk about water heating.
Water heating.
It's another big energy user.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's often the second biggest energy guzzler in homes, after heating and cooling.
Wow. Okay, so how do we save energy on water heating?
Well, one of the easiest things you can do is lower the thermostat on your water heater.
Lower the thermostat.
A lot of people have it set way higher than they need.
So what should it be set at?
Aim for 120 degrees Fahrenheit.
120 degrees.
Yep, that's hot enough for most uses. And it'll save you energy.
I'm checking my thermostat as soon as we're done here.
Another good tip is to insulate your water heater tank.
Insulate the tank.
You can buy insulation kits.
Yeah.
Or even just wrap it in a blanket.
It's like putting a sweater on your water heater.
Exactly.
Keep it warm and cozy.
And speaking of keeping things contained, make sure to check for leaks.
Ugh, leaks.
Yeah, leaky faucets and shower heads can waste a lot of water.
And energy.
Exactly. So fix any leaks as soon as you find them.
Okay, will do.
And you can also install low-flow shower heads and faucet aerators.
Low flow shower heads.
They mix air with the water, so you use less water without sacrificing water pressure.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And if you're thinking about replacing your toilet, consider getting a high-efficiency model.
High efficiency toilet.
Yeah, they use a lot less water per flush.
Okay, less
All right.
water. Less energy.
And keep an ear out for running toilets.
Oh yeah, running toilets are the worst.
They can waste a ton of water. Usually it's an easy fix, though.
I'll definitely be checking for that. I remember hearing about this trick where you put a brick in the toilet tank to use less water.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that.
Oh, okay.
It can mess with the mechanics of the toilet.
All right, so no bricks in the toilet tank.
So we've covered a lot of ground here.
We-
From adjusting the thermostat to fixing leaks to installing water-saving fixtures, there are a lot of ways to save energy on water heating.
I'm feeling very inspired to audit my bathroom.
That's great.
So we've covered fridges, lighting, water heating. What's next?
Okay, so we've covered refrigerators, lighting, and water heating in our quest to save energy, but I'm sure there's more.
You're right. We haven't talked about insulation and air sealing yet.
Insulation and air sealing, huh? Not as exciting as like a new fridge. but I'm guessing it's important.
It's super important. It's one of the best things you can do to improve your home's energy efficiency.
So, like, how does it work?
Insulation acts like a barrier to heat flow. It keeps the heat in during the winter and out during the summer.
Oh, I see.
So your heating and cooling systems don't have to work as hard.
Which saves energy and money.
Exactly.
And air sealing.
Air sealing is important too. It prevents air from leaking in and out of your house.
So, like drafts.
Drafts are one way to tell if you have air leaks, but sometimes they're hidden.
How can you find hidden leaks? You can use an incense stick.
An incense stick?
Yeah, hold it near potential leak areas like windows and doors. If the smoke wavers or blows away, you found a leak.
Wow, that's cool.
Or you can get a professional blower door test.
What's a blower door test?
It's a more comprehensive way to find air leaks. They use a powerful fan to depressurize your house, and that makes even the tiniest leaks visible.
So incense sticks for a DIY approach, and a blower door test for the pros.
Exactly.
So once you've found the leaks, how do you seal them?
There are lots of different ways to seal air leaks. It depends on the size and location of the leak. For small gaps around windows and doors, you can use caulk weather stripping or expanding foam.
Okay, so I can handle those myself. But what about bigger leaks?
For bigger leaks or cracks in the foundation, it's best to call in a professional.
Okay, that makes sense. So we've talked about air sealing. What about insulation itself?
Insulation is rated by its R value. The higher the R value, the better the insulation.
Okay, higher R value means better insulation. But how do you know what R value is right for your home?
The Department of Energy has guidelines for different regions, and you can also consult with a home energy auditor.
Okay, so do your research or talk to an expert. What about the different types of insulation?
There are a lot of different types of insulation. Fiberglass bats are common and affordable. Cellulose insulation is made from recycled paper. And spray foam insulation is very effective, but more expensive.
So many options.
Yeah, it's important to choose the right type of insulation for your needs.
Okay, so insulation and air sealing. Very important for energy efficiency.
Absolutely.
Now let's move on to our final category, electronics and appliances.
All right. So even when electronics and appliances aren't being used, they can still draw power.
Really?
It's called phantom load or standby power.
Phantom power, like energy vampires.
Exactly.
So how do we stop these energy vampires?
One of the easiest things you can do is unplug devices when you're not using them.
Unplug them.
Yep. Especially things like phone chargers, TVs, and game consoles.
Okay, I can do that.
And power strips are great too.
Oh yeah, power strips.
You can plug multiple devices into one strip and then turn them all off with one switch.
That's so much easier than unplugging everything individually.
And there are even smart power strips.
Smart power strips.
They can detect when a device is in standby mode and automatically cut the power.
Wow, technology is amazing. What about appliances?
Look for the Energy Star label when you're buying new appliances.
Energy Star.
Yeah, it means the appliance meets certain energy efficiency standards.
Okay, I'll be on the lookout for that little blue star.
So to recap, unplug devices when you're not using them, use power strips, and choose Energy Star appliances.
Got it. I'm feeling like I can really make a difference here.
You can.
Every little bit helps.
We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
Yeah, from refrigerators to insulation to phantom power.
It's been great.
It has. And hopefully our listeners are feeling inspired to save energy too.
Remember, even small changes can make a big difference. So thank you for joining us on this energy efficiency adventure. And until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and stay energy savvy.